T3. What's T3 up to? It looks pretty good. Let's ask him how the up knock is. Alright. KotOR, are you good?
Yes, General.
Apparently so. Saving HK for last because he's probably going to be tricky to have a conversation with.
Yes? I am Yes? Yes?
I could ask her some questions, I suppose.
You may.
Any questions? Atris, sister's name. See what happens if I say I'd like to return to the Academy.
It is not possible to dock at the Academy without the proper codes.
Do you have them?
Yes, but I could not give them to you.
Well, they're out, man. I'll be going.
Yes. Have you come with questions? Very.
Teach me more about the Force to see. Bond we share. Other questions. Do you know what happened to T3?
Betrayal, and by a machine that I will not abide. Machines. Always did Revan use them to inflict his will on the galaxy, whether in war or in assassination. His passion for such tools, for things dead to the Force, defies me. He would have loved a human droid such as you, dead to the Force. A shell that would carry out his orders. It is no matter. It is a device, and now it is broken.
But he's not. He's still okay.
Yes. Have... Ask.
It's kind of weird. I don't really understand what the outcome of that thing with T3 was.
He, if he can, he spared the Miraluka and he... Entertain what illusions you will. Perhaps he is bound. You...
We going now? Okay. Alright, I think we just about chatted up everybody that we can except for HK. Let's see what he has to tell us. Gonna be very timid in this conversation because he hates organics. And it's gonna be really hard to get him to like us.
Statement. Master, I must express some degree of concern. As I have studied your actions, looking for potential vulnerabilities to exploit, I have found several.
Vulnerabilities?
Statement. You seem disposed to helping others, not harming them, as I have come to expect and anticipate from organic meatbags across the galaxy.
If you decide to attack me, I will crush you into scrap without a second thought.
Statement. Master, it is nothing personal, but professional pride dictates that I keep a running tally on any potential weaknesses in my masters. And of course, the weaknesses of any other sentient meatbags, droids, or other targets who are in service to my master.
If you're planning to assassinate me, then you're asking for trouble.
Hypothetical. Master, it is entirely possible that one day you may no longer be my master, and that my new master might get jealous of our prior relationship. It has happened before. As a result, I have a responsibility to know your weaknesses should I be required to assassinate you.
You don't have to call me master.
Statement. Oh, I am aware of that, Master. I simply use it to give you the illusion of control and obedience. Humans often need such comforts until the end comes.
What do you mean, the end?
Consolation, Master. Everyone dies eventually, and not all of them by my hand. Even droids die when not routinely maintained, sadly enough.
Well, never mind. Alright, so he respected that I established dominance with him. There we go.
Statement. Master, if you could indulge me for a moment, I must express some degree of irritation at your actions. Perhaps my anticipation of working with one who served at Malachor 5 was too high. But you are countering all those expectations.
And how's that?
Statement. Well, all your behavior up to this point suggests either strong atonement or confirmation that the atrocities attributed to you during the war were in fact accidents.
I kind of have to lie to him to get him to like me. They weren't accidents. I did them on purpose and would do them again. Gladly. Why do you want to know?
Answer. Why? Because your actions then and now are related, and I feel I need some context. I confess to being somewhat needy that way.
What do you mean?
Statement. Sometimes, Master, it is difficult for meatbags to step back and gain some perspective on death and its importance in their insignificant lives. Explanation. You see, Master, assassination is such a versatile tool. I have seen the removal of a single target have far-reaching consequences for a nation, world, even a galaxy. The repercussions of even the smallest lives, whether dead or alive, can have profound implications on history. But surely you realize this.
It's a very human perspective.
Statement. Master, please, any comparisons between me and your meatbag status leaves a fluctuating, intermittent charge through my control clusters. I was only trying to bring death and its impact to your attention.
How's that?
Statement. Why your own life, Master? Your single life changed the face of the galaxy, of history itself. Malachor 5 was an impressive act of destruction, but its impact on the lives of others in the galaxy was far more extreme. I mean, Master, you brought about the death of the Mandalorian race. I doubt they realize it yet, but you dealt them a blow from which they will never recover.
The Mandalorian deserved it, that is all.
Statement. Oh, Master, who deserved what and why is of no consequence. It is only killing a target and how it is done that matters.
Cool. More dark side points, more influence gain.
Query. Is there someone that you need killed, Master? Statement. Query.
Would you stop asking that?
Statement. Master, assassination is my primary function. It is only expected that when you speak to me, it is to give me the order to kill.
I order you to stop asking me who I need killed.
Statement. Oh, very well, Master. No doubt you are bothering me because you wish to interrogate me with harmless, non-lethal questions. Or perhaps you need the deck of your freighter scrubbed, or an exciting alien text translated. My circuits are abuzz with anticipation of what your next task will be for me that does not involve ending the life of an organic meatbag that deserves death.
Huh. No influence loss.
Statement. HK-47 is ready to serve, Master. Observation. Notice that I did not ask if you need anyone killed. You may be curious as to why. Answer. That is because you told me to stop asking if you needed anyone killed. So I have. From now on, I will simply say, I am ready to serve. Yes, ready to serve. In whatever way a common protocol or utility droid might serve. Seems that that is my lot in life, not to kill.
If I let you ask if I need anyone killed, but don't order you to do so, would that be enough?
Answer. It is a start, Master, and as such is acceptable. If you happen to change your mind, however, I feel I must tell you, I will gladly kill anyone you ask. Please, I beg you, just a quick death, a little one, to tide me over until the next firefight we're in. Combat is nice, but the stalking of prey is far more enjoyable.
These are really entertaining conversations.
Query, is there someone that you need killed, Master?
Let's see. Want to do some target practice.
Statement. Excellent. No doubt one of your allies has turned on you and needs to be dispatched. Which one is it? The annoying pilot? Or perhaps the Achani female? She will provide excellent sport. I have often calculated what my blaster accuracy ratio would be against her. I could start with a leg shot, and I certainly hope it is not the T3 unit. Destroying him would provide little challenge. It would be demeaning.
Hold your fire. I don't need anyone killed. Yet.
Query, is there someone that you need killed, Master?
Just some questions.
Statement. Ah, you wish to conduct an interrogation? Very well. Proceed.
Interrogation?
Statement. Oh, yes, Master. Pain is really the only reliable means by which truth may be obtained. Or so I choose to believe.
It's not an interrogation. I just want to ask you some questions.
Statement. Very well, Master. But if you wish to be brutal and vicious about it, know that I am trained for such things. Do your worst.
Enough with the interrogation already. When I ask you questions, I mean I'll ask questions without torturing you.
Statement. Master, I am no behavior droid, but it is obvious to me that you have serious ethical problems that will need to be treated at some point. Very well. Ask your questions. If you feel the need to make it an interrogation, however, do not restrain yourself. I would be saddened if you held back.
Alright. So far, so good. We actually haven't managed to lose any influence with them, which is really hard to do with HK.
Query, is the...
Alright, questions.
Statement.
I found the Navicomputer tampered with. Any idea why it's locked?
Query, indeed, I was unaware that the Navicomputer was locked.
Yes, it's voice printed.
Statement. Yes, I heard it was voice printed. Most curious.
You can do a couple of languages, right? Can you unlock it?
Statement. I suppose so, Master, but I would need to know who voice locked it, and regrettably, I do not have that knowledge. It seems to me that we will have to accept the T3's astrogation abilities for the time being. It is a very loyal and dependable droid for its class.
I had other questions.
Statement.
How'd you get scattered all over the galaxy?
Theory. Well, Master, I believe I was shot repeatedly. Once reduced to my component parts, I suspect pieces of me were sold across the galaxy. Statement. I am an extremely valuable piece of equipment after all, Master. My parts were no doubt costly to obtain, and their new owners hesitant to part with them.
It sent me back a few credits, yes.
Statement. There is no need to hide your embarrassment over the high price I commanded, Master. I will be worth every credit. Despite my apparent memory damage, crippled assassination protocols, and the small amount of rust that decorates my frame. Regardless, please bear in mind that I am quite an asset, and that you would be well advised to take good care of me.
Huh, I thought that would give you some extra experience, or influence with them. If I mentioned that it cost me a lot of money. Oh, that's not true. I got all those parts for free. Alright. Questions? I want to talk about the other HK units.
Statement. Ah, yes. Them. Very well. What did you wish to know?
Do you know where these clones are being created?
Answer. Master, I do not know. I have tried in vain to find it, but so far the location of the factory churning out these copies has eluded me.
But how did this happen?
Statement. I have no idea, Master.
What was that? It sounded like a malfunction.
Statement. Oh no, Master, surely you are mistaken. I would never malfunction in such a way on purpose.
Are you sure you don't know where they're striking from?
Prompt. Do you understand me? I have no idea. idea. It certainly isn't a matter of it being locked in my memory core and being unable to communicate it to others.
And how would this information come out if it was locked in your memory core?
Answer. I fear that any such information that exists would only come out when a certain sequence of events takes place. That is why I am eager to encounter more of these clones in the hopes that something clicks that allows me to finally pull the trigger.
I know more about these clones of yours.
Statement. What of them?
Do you know where they're hunting me?
Answer. Well, Master, it seems you have become a popular individual in the galaxy. This is somewhat surprising to me, since this dissemination of information could not have been caused by your actions alone.
What do you mean?
Statement. Master, there is mention of you specifically in the KotOR databases, even in public terminals on Coruscant. Observation. I was led to believe that this information concerning Jedi was not for public consumption, yet somehow it has been made known to them.
Why would someone do that?
Conclusion. Someone wants everyone to know that you exist, Master, and that you are back in Republic space. If I did not know better, which is computationally impossible, I believe that someone wants to make you a target, and they are succeeding admirably.
Who?
Answer. Master, my feeling would be the exchange. But that doesn't seem to be enough to answer the question, however. Rhetorical. Why wouldn't they have simply kept the information to themselves? Such an answer does not address the central question. And that is, why someone would choose to broadcast your location all over the known galaxy. Theory. My suspicion is that someone is using you as bait for a larger target, who is unknown at this time. Statement.
Let's see. Why are they masquerading as protocol droids?
Answer. Master, as part of my original programming, I am able to communicate in over 600 languages. This usually amounted to short verbal warnings when killing non-basic speaking targets, which gave me some small measure of satisfaction.
So a good portion of your programming was adapted from protocol subroutines.
Answer. Yes. I believe my original master needed this functionality in order to recover information from various indigenous tribes across the galaxy, but I know little else than that. Suffice to say that that translation capability allowed these copies of myself to assume the role of protocol and translation droids in much of known space. That is, of course, not their primary function. And while they are attempting to pass themselves off as translation droids, their primary functionality keeps rising to the forefront.
What do you mean?
Recitation. For example, on Praven Prime, the simple transferring of Elzing syntax for friendship changes its meaning and implies that one's broodmate was actually impregnated by their own host.
That wasn't said to them directly, was it?
Confirmation. Oh, truly, you can imagine the results. Statement. This comment, of course, caused a civil war between the Guvandi Collective and Elzing that still persists to the current date.
Do any of these incidents have any wider repercussions?
Answer. Yes, Master. Such incidents often spread outwards from their point of origin, much like an echo.
Why did you say that just now?
Query. What do you mean, Master?
The echo. Why did you say that?
Answer. It is something I heard a previous master say before, I believe, but I cannot recall the context. Still, somehow it seemed applicable to this situation. Odd.
What repercussions did Praven Prime have?
Answer. In the case of Praven Prime, the Civil War actually forced the Republic to back out of Guvandi's space and let their world fall from Republic control. As I understand it, that would be best. Keeping such a world would have been a token gesture of control. As an added burden, the resources needed to invest in diplomatic and trade relations would have far outweighed what would have been required. Besides, Master, quite frankly, The Guvandi and Elzing needed a good war. They were races that relied more on words than actions, and a good brisk killing woke them from their torpid state. Also, the result of the war will be that the drastically reduced Elzing population will eventually need to call upon the Republic for emergency relief.
And that's a good thing.
Answer. The Republic stands to gain. The Republic will be able to supply such emergency relief at a fraction of the cost to the now reduced population. Of course, such aid would only come 4 or 5 years after the war was started. One would have to be patient and let death and destruction run its course.
But why are the HKs masquerading as protocol droids?
Answer. Master, being a meatbag, your answer does not surprise me. You see, part of the reason an assassin droid is so effective is because it is a droid. Meatbags tend not to notice us. We are treated as furnishings. Statement. Oh, do shut up, you beeping little trash compactor. Anyway, as I was saying, droids tend to blend into the background, like a bench or a card table. Mockery. Droid, fetch this. Droid, translate that. Droid, clean out the trash compactor.
Those are typical droid duties, but doesn't mean they should be treated as furniture.
Part of the lullaby function comes when the furnishings pull out Tabana-powered rifles and point them at the owner's heads. My identity as an assassin droid was unknown for quite some time, even during the recent events when all that trouble occurred amongst the Jedi. I'm sure you've already heard more than enough about it, so I will spare you the details.
Actually, I'd like to know.
Statement. This story may be somewhat unfamiliar to you, if not to history, so bear with me. There is a faction of meatbags called the Sith. They want what any rational meatbag would want, the power to assassinate anyone they choose at any time. In a startling turn of events, the Sith declared war on the Republic. The Republic wasn't going to stand for it, so they went to war right back.
Why did the Sith go to war with the Republic?
Answer. Oh, who knows, Master? It is evident that the Sith would very much like to assassinate all the Jedi, which is somewhat the equivalent of cultural suicide since some Sith are Jedi or were Jedi. It is much like the circumstance I find myself in now. How do you kill such an integral part of yourself over such ethical differences? The answer, of course, is that you keep firing until all dissension has been eradicated.
Back to the droids. How do these HK droids corrupt their protocol programming?
That wasn't said.
Oh, we already had that conversation, okay. I have more questions about these clones of yours.
Statement.
Alright, know why they're hunting me. Why they masquerade as protocol droids. Why'd they start revealing themselves now?
Answer. I do not know why these clones chose now to start revealing themselves. Theory. I can only assume that some critical moment is approaching where stealth and subtlety is no longer required. Not that those Durasteel-plated knockoffs know anything of stealth or subtlety. Observation. It is clear, however, that they have been placed throughout the galaxy at critical junctures, both in the Republic fleet and in neutral worlds, and they seem to be looking for Jedi. State.
You sound pretty disgusted by these duplicates.
Answer. My feelings on the matter are something that I feel I must put in proper context, in a way that even a meatbag such as yourself could easily comprehend. Theory. Imagine, if you will, that you are unique, the pinnacle of an exiled, cast-out Jedi who can't even use the Force. Imagine that no one has sunk lower than you, that you are truly the most miserable example of a Jedi ever.
Is this going somewhere?
Continuation. Now that you have that image, imagine this. Someone clones you. Badly, I might add. They make the clones talk differently, rob you of any shred of personality, and take your Jedi code and adjust it, so that it is not really the Jedi code anymore. They even change your pigmentation to a rather poor shade of Durasteel, rather than the proper rusty red that inspires fear in targets. And of course, they refer to meat bags as organics. Unacceptable.
Okay, so that explains your anger.
Clarification. Anger would be an understatement for the heat that builds up in my behavior core when these cheap imitations make their presence felt throughout the galaxy. Statement. Part of the indignity of all these copies is that they impair my ability to perform my function. The more people throughout the galaxy recognize me as an illegal assassination device, the more difficulty I will have in carrying out my mission. Statement.
Pretty disgusted about these new kids. Why do you need me?
Statement. Master, there are 2 reasons for this. 1. The probability of them showing up around you is statistically high. If I travel with you, then my chances of encountering these clones is also high. The second reason is a little more complicated. You see, even though those clones are obviously cheap, artless imitations of me, well, they are still me.
What are you talking about?
Answer. Somehow these droids are built from my schematics. This causes certain complications.
That doesn't explain why you need me.
Answer. Because of my self-preservation program, my behavior core recognizes these templates as still being me, despite their individuality. I could no more shoot them than I could shoot myself. It is a frustrating situation that has been looping through my behavior core for some time. Statement.
The clones are being created, why me? Huh. No influence gain or loss at all throughout that conversation. That's odd. It's a pretty involved conversation we just had.
Query.
Right.
Statement.
Excuse. Who's your previous master?
Answer. Master, ironically enough, I seem to have developed a sudden bout of memory loss. I shall struggle to recall an answer to your question, but for now, it is sadly beyond my capabilities. Consolation. Besides, you are a fine master. Do not be worried about being rendered insignificant if I were to inadvertently compare to some silly old master I once possessed. Statement.
Why'd you ask me about the Mandalorian Wars?
Answer. Why? Because your actions then and now are related, and I... Statement. Some... I would... Query. State.
Okay, Priest Master, Mandalorian Wars. Do you know anything about the Sith hunting us?
Answer. No, Master, I do not. I am afraid I have been out of touch with the Sith for many years. This new Sith threat fights differently than the ones I was familiar with. These seem to favor stealth and assassination to achieve their ends.
Any idea where they might be striking from?
Answer. No, Master. The Sith had many hidden bases and strongholds before and during the Jedi Civil War, and I doubt the Republic found them all. Theory. It is possible that the Sith still hold one such base, if not several. Consolation. But I would not worry, Master. I imagine it will not be long before their murderous hands try to seize you by the throat. Twi'lek metaphor. Jonta bosi likita masi soringada untamiasa grawino roto.
You can say that again.
Query. Master, excuse me, but how is it you know so many languages?
I picked up a sonic imprint sensor on Paragus. That was his translator.
Query, may I see it?
Of course, here you go.
Observation. This is indeed familiar. Indeed, it seems to be modeled after my vocabulator, with some modifications, of course. Curious. You say you obtained this device on Paragus?
Yes, shortly before the planet was destroyed.
Observation. Master, I do believe this device serves multiple functions, including tracking your position for any HK units in the vicinity.
Can you use it to track them?
Confirmation. Yes, Master, I believe so. Of course, we would need to find 3 separate HK squads and use this device in order to target their base.
So we just wait?
Answer. Master, the nature of the signal from the sonic imprint sensor is such that we must wait until it is signaled. It does not please me any more than it does you, but one of the primary traits of an assassin or assassin droid is patience. Statement.
Very interesting. Discussion with HK-47 allowed an analyzed sonic sensor, which discovered to be a homing beacon the HKs are tracking me with. This will reduce the track it down. Took down 3 teams of HK-50s. Locate the exact location of the droid factory. Ooh, exciting! That's part of the cut content that's been restored by the restoration mod. Can't wait.
Query. Is there someone that you need?
Alright, questions. Right. For a sophisticated assassin droid, you don't seem as advanced as you should be.
Statement. Master, you wound me. Not physically, but in my behavior core. It is true that I once possessed many more protocols and upgrades, but time and damage has taken its toll. And I am afraid that I have a rather long history of memory problems, which has also compromised my effectiveness as well. Still, you will find me a valuable asset, Master, willing and able to terminate anything you point me towards. Statement.
Computer, scatter, master, blah, blah. I guess that's everything.
Query.
What was the thing that I needed influence them for?
Statement. Query.
Let's see. Previous master, right.
Answer.
Nope, still not enough. Alright, so that's our party, that's our crew. Nice. I think we've got just better, but I think we're missing one more person. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and head back to Citadel Station. Turn in some of these side quests real quick.
Something up?
Wait, how do I have to get this to... Yeah, there we go. Alright. Paragus 2. Can't go there. Telos, Citadel Station. That's where I need to go.